feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Boca Raton Shrimp Tank. I'm your host, Jason Hill, sitting here with my co-host, Roland Kidwell. He's the director over the FAU Adams Center for Entrepreneurship. Today we spoke about 50 minutes about the cider world. Definitely want to catch this podcast on iTunes as well as on iHeartRadio or right on our website at the Boca Raton Shrimp Tank Podcast.com. So we had David Verdugo. He's the founder. And he does what you see here, Broski Ciderworks. Him and his brother founded it 2 years ago. So, David, for the audience listening, Tell us a little bit about what's sitting on my lap over here and what you guys do over at Broski's.
Definitely. So, yeah, like mentioned before, been open for 2 years now. We are the South Florida's craft cidery. We focus on producing craft cider products, which are apple-based. We focus on very tropical, easy drinking ciders, and we do them all at our facility. We have a tap room there as well that is open to the public for you all to visit and to tour as well.
Yeah, and during this episode, you really explained, going back in history, everything about your different logo, why you created it, and how cider was at one time the most popular beverage, in the industry, right? It beat out beer, it beat out hard liquor.
It was.
So it is quite interesting. I did not know that fact. Roland, you have a question for David?
Well, I've got his a little bit blown up here, and David, why don't you talk about which one are you, by the way? Let's
I would say the most handsome one.
That's that one. Okay, that's you. Okay, good. Well, talk a little bit about how you got into this, because you've got a PhD in civil engineering, and that's not exactly a career path one would think.
Of course.
Would end up as a cider maker. So talk a little bit about that to us.
Yes, definitely. When I was going up to school to study engineering, I actually discovered that home brewing was a great hobby for me to kind of de-stress. It was a way to kind of get me off the studying and kind of get me into a happier place. Of course, drinking, it was not that bad either. So as I brewed, the more that I fell in love with it, and then by accident, I kind of discovered cider. At a bar, I was mistakenly given a glass of cider instead of beer, and that raised my eyebrows, and I said, I need to kind of discover what cider is about. And
that mistake changed history.
From that point on, things are different, yeah.
And touch on the collaboration with your brother a little bit. He wasn't able to make the episode today, but I do want to include him. You guys work together, right?
Yeah, definitely. That is where the name Broski comes from. Broski is a way to say brother. So, hey, Broski's out there. And it also means family. So, Danny, that's his name. He's a fundamental part of Broski. He's in charge of anything that has to do with sales and outreach. And he's our eyes and ears, and he goes to visit all the accounts, and he's probably the one responsible for our growth at this point. Yeah, all to him. So cheers to you, bro.
Well, thanks for coming out to the Shrimp Tank today. We loved having you on as a guest. For the audience listening, they want to go out and try your cider. How do they do so?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, it was an absolute pleasure to be here. I really am so thankful for this opportunity to share my story. For any of you broskies out there that want to try our ciders, I definitely welcome you to visit us on our social media, on Instagram at Broski Cider, as well on Facebook. If you search Broski Cider, you'll be able to find our tap room there, our hours of operation. We're located down in Pompano Beach, Florida, from Wednesday through Sunday. So definitely welcome you guys there at our tap room with open doors.
Well, thanks again for coming out to the Shrimp Tank today. Again, for the audience listening, catch the entire episode for 40, 50 minutes. We were discussing all the do's and don'ts of running a business, especially in the cider world. So catch it on iTunes, as well as the Boca Raton Shrimp Tank Podcast.com, or now on iHeartRadio. Take care, all. We'll be back again next week at 4 p.m.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the